Hi everyone, it's time that we have a talk about depression, feelings, and emotions. Okay, so we're going to talk about some emotions, some depression, and being sick, and the holidays. And now is a good time as any to discuss these issues. During the holidays, and I'm saying the holidays because during this time we had Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. During these times, there is the highest suicide rate than throughout the rest of the year. And why is that? Well, most people only get together, and it's sad, but it's true. Only get together during the holidays. One family member hosts Thanksgiving and Christmas. And it's usually the eldest in the family. The parents, the grandparents. And, some people don't show up for 4, 5, 6 years. And so it is a wonderful time for those. And then for others, when the death occurs, the person who was doing all of that has gone and nobody has picked up where that loved one has left off. In my family, I worked all the time. And I worked a lot through the holidays. While I was married and had my children, I would try to get at least, I wanted Christmas Day because I celebrate Christmas Day. And a lot of times I didn't care too much if I worked that night, if I had that morning off, because Christmas morning was the big thing for my family. Anyway, so, I'm sorry. I still haven't gotten all my sleep back yet. Anyway, so when I separated and divorced, I worked all the holidays. And I didn't spend a lot of holidays with family. And not being close to your own family for reasons that I'm not going to share. You just work and keep yourself occupied. You go to Christmas parties at work. You go to Christmas parties at a closed party at a bar you frequent. You go to New Year's Eve parties, black tie, wherever it is, and you meet people, and you have people to hang out with, so your life isn't so boring anymore, and it helps you keep your mind off of issues. And my mind races a mile a minute. So the holidays are really, really hard for people. My dad died in 85, and I can honest to God say Christmas changed the first year he was gone. It changed for all of us. I remember the first Christmas after he was gone, he died, looking back at his recliner and him not being there. And then my mom died with cancer 25 years ago today, and it's never been the same. I'm still a big kid at heart when it comes to Christmas. Usually it doesn't take that much to get me back in the Christmas spirit. But for some reason this year, I can't get in it. I haven't been watching Christmas movies. I'm just like, I don't know. I ordered stuff to be in a Christmas patio Christmas decoration contest. If I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. I just trying to do something to get myself in the spirit. And I know I don't feel good. I've been trying to figure out what's wrong. I thought maybe I just wasn't sleeping. If I'm depressed, if I have an infection, what it is, and I don't know what it is. I don't eat a lot. My stomach is still not happy. I stay bloated all the time. And that makes me unhappy. I'm sorry, my eyes like to water really bad when I'm yawning. And they do that anyway. I can never wear contacts because instead of my eyes being too dry, they're too wet. But I'm not even in the mood to go get my Christmas stuff and put it up. I'm almost in the mood to just go buy like a little 3-foot tree and have it here for when Daisy's here, and that's it. I don't know. It's just not in the spirit, and just not. I have some questions that I'm going to be going and seeing a cardiologist about with my tachycardia, and seeing if anything fits there. That has never gotten any better. So I will see what kind of test he will run, and see what he thinks, and hopefully we'll get some more answers with that. The problem is that with Crohn's disease, gastroparesis, all this crap, and my vagus nerve my vagus nerve has been damaged. How do I know that? One, your vagus nerve is you look at it like this. It is the major highway that has ramps off of it coming down from your neck. So it's the main nerve. So you have a ramp coming off of your it's the one that tells everything what to do. So it goes to your stomach, it goes to your bladder, it goes to your kidneys, it goes to everything. I have an urgent bladder. I could have it because my good grief. Okay, so the vagus nerve runs from the back of your neck, and you can think of it as like the major highway with ramps, because it gives signals to every part of all your organs of what to do. So, I have gastroparesis, and I have an neurogenic bladder. So, I know that nerve has been disturbed. Has it been cut? I don't know, but it's been disturbed. I've had so many surgeries with my insides laying on the table while they work on me. I don't know exactly the extent of the damage, but with my stomach being paralyzed, not really wanting to work, and being forced to kind of move with a stimulator, it's pretty much damaged, and my kidneys or my bladder happen to be cathed, and if I don't cath, then I get really bad urinary tract infection, and I take a very low dose of macrobid every morning or every night, 100 milligrams, to help prevent urinary tract infections. It doesn't always keep me from getting them. It just helps because I get some really, really nasty things. So, with that vagus nerve being bothered, there's no telling what else has been bothered with it. When I had that pulmonary embolism, not only did it affect my lungs, it made my heart work triple time. I already had tachycardia, and then the pulmonary embolism just made it worse. And there are other things that is in an umbrella of things that kind of, if you read certain things, it kind of goes down the lists of everything that you have. Well, I could do that with everything, and I could find out, well, I could have this or I could have that. But when you're in the same group, the same kind of people, and you do have these other issues, and you do have tachycardia, and you do have, these others, or you have been hospitalized for this and that, it makes you want to think, well, maybe I should go get checked out for this and be watched for it. I don't know. But it's something that I'm thinking about, because there's obviously something else that we're not catching. And it could just be as simple as just this other diagnosis, and whatever it is I need to do or they can do, or whatever. So I'm going to make an appointment with my cardiologist to have this checked out. And the other issue is, I have said this before, I had a dimple on my stoma. And over the past 2 years, I want to say, I noticed it a couple weeks ago, I think. It has changed shape, and it looks like it's opened up. Well, I had some scissors that they use to remove staples, and I used a tiny point to go in, and it's going in. It's not being stopped. So I'm pretty sure I have a fistula. I've been having a lot more pain in that area, but I also have a peristomal hernia, which means I have a hernia that's right at my stoma, and the intestine is bulging through. So I need to get that fixed too. And I've been putting it off. I'm not a big one on having surgeries. I don't bounce back from them too well. Not whenever I have to go underneath one for a few hours. And it's scary anymore for me. The one for the electric stimulator didn't really bother me because I wasn't going to be out very long. But when I have to go under and go back under the knife and do this one, it just, I try to put it off. And I know I shouldn't put it off, but I know I shouldn't put it off, but I am. I'm not too excited. I lost too much blood last time, and it lost me, and I know that they were going crazy trying to access somewhere on me to give me blood. I was all bruised up, and then I finally had a central line, and I woke up with them giving me blood. I was back there for a long time after Dr. Jordan had told Ed he would be able to go back there and see me, and Ed was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting to see me, and then finally he was able to. That wasn't the first time. I've been given blood transfusions before. But I mean, if you only lose just a little bit, you can be given fluids and you can regain your blood supply easily. Then there is the question of mental health. I'm not crazy. I'm not anything like that. Might be a little fruity every now and then. But everybody has a little bit of depression. 1 in 3 Americans have depression. And I started having depression when my mom died, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And then finally I seen somebody. And I never did go back and see my psychiatrist because nothing had changed. I was fine. I was told to watch for it whenever I had my surgery, and I had my little buddy on my side, and I didn't think anything about it. So I'm on antidepressants. This is not gonna bother me. Well, I was wrong. It did bother me. I got really depressed. My body image, as far as scars, a stoma, it doesn't bother me. It did in the beginning, really bad. And now I've gained weight, and I was in my drawer, and I had some shorts, and I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't get my leg in these things. They were so tiny. But I won't get rid of them because I'm not on any medication now, so I will be losing my weight again. And I am, just very slowly. But anyway, I think my PCP, she keeps me. She won't change the medication. She will keep prescribing it because it's already been prescribed to me. But I think I need to go see what needs to be adjusted. Because I think something needs to be adjusted. I think my medicine hasn't been messed with too much. One, if it's working, don't mess with it. And that's my philosophy. If it's working, don't mess with it. Just leave it alone. he did put me on a medication. It almost cost me my job. But then he fixed it, gave the letter to my administrator. Now I didn't lose my job. So, anyway, so there are such a number of things when you're sick like this. You know, your stomach starts hurting. Well, is it your stomach, or is it Crohn's? Is it gastroparesis? What's going on? I had no idea. I can have abdominal pain, and you know, it's just aggravating. You know, and you look for answers. Because you go to somebody, I don't know, and you're telling them more about your medical health. I want answers. I want to feel better, but I don't feel good at all. If that is a fistula on my stomach, I wonder if it just went into my intestine and not outside of it. If it just went into my intestine, then it's not a big deal, because it's not doing anything. But I don't know how that would work if it was on the outside but went in. I don't know. I don't know. That's a strange issue. Because it's not like it burrowed from the inside out. It was on the outside of my body already. I don't know. Because I got to wondering about it, that's a good question, and I don't know the answer. Because if it was on the inside like it was, like the one I still have, you don't really get sick from it. It's just annoying. But in my case, I don't know what this would be running to. This could just be running just on the inside of my abdomen. I don't know. I have been having pain there. But like I said, I have a peristomal hernia. And from time to time that gives me problems. And I know it's getting worse, because when I have a peristomal hernia and it starts getting worse, it starts to prolapse. Because when you have a hernia, usually they prolapse when you first get your stoma, and it's still good and it's still nice and you have no hernias. It's a cute little rosebud, and it's small and it's nice and round. But as it goes on, I have had a wound on both sides of mine, and mine around my stomach, it dips in on each side. So mine is very hard to keep a dressing on it, the flange, and for it not to leak. And so yeah, that can be tricky, and sometimes in a couple of days I will have changed that thing 4 or 5 times and I am beet red and bleeding. But mine tends to, because I have so much scar tissue, mine tends to more of the stoma and its intestines is what it is, and it just keeps on pulling more and more out. So, and that's just where the hernia is pushing on it. Well, like I said, I know I need to go make an appointment with Dr. Jordan, and I will at the beginning of the year. I'm not doing it right now. I have too many doctor's appointments right now, and I have 2 this week. And that is too many. At least one's downtown, one's right down the street from me this time. I have one, I think, New Year's Eve. I don't know, it's one day this month. And I have another one. I have 4. I don't know. It's hard to keep up when you've got all this crap going on. People don't realize it. Yeah, you really don't even think about it yourself. Not until you have to sit down and you have to go through and make all these appointments and go to them and do all the testing. And you try to get all the testing done all at the same time with all the labs so they can all be sent to all the doctors at once. That's a hope and dreams. I had my lipid panel being redone on Thursday. I hope it's okay. I am speaking to her about the vitamins, IV vitamins, being pushed into my daily hydration bag. I'm going to take some information with me for her. I can't see why she won't do it, because I think I had mentioned this once before. There are now clinics called drip clinics, and it is for hangovers. So people are getting drunk and going the next day and having a banana bag. A banana bag is simply nothing but hydration fluids with vitamins and minerals that you have lost because you were drunk. That's all it is. And I just don't want to suffer. No. I was drinking. I took care of it. I suffered. And swore I'd never do it again. I don't know. And sometimes things are just very scary. Sometimes you want to ask, but you're not sure if you should ask. Sometimes you want to talk about something, but sometimes you're not sure if you should talk about it. At least that's how I feel. I don't know. I'm just a person who has this, and this. And then thinks, well, maybe I should bring this up. And then it's like, well, like, I think I'm like trying to find something wrong with me. Well, no, this is just my issues, and this just kind of is what I have, and this is how my body is reacting. And so, do I fit the profile? Is it possible that I had this? So I don't know. It's all left up in the air. I do know that the drug companies, the internet is helping people diagnose themselves. They're just going to the doctor and say, hey, this is what's wrong with me. Give me some drugs. And some doctors are like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. And then you have some doctors that will legitimately run the test and see if you do have it. Because some people, they kind of know, and they have legitimate reason to kind of look into things and check and see if, if that's something they could possibly have, because, yeah, they do have all this stuff. And, so, it's just an idea. That's all. So, we've been talking about me needing to take all these vitamins. I need to keep taking vitamins. But they're not helping, so I'm hoping that, she'll be on board with this. I'm going to be doing hydration therapy till the day I die. And, I'm going to be doing IV and medics until the day I die. And, I'm going to have all these diseases till the day I die. So, it's just a matter of being diagnosed. So, anyway, I feel a little bit better. If any of you have any comments, concerns, please leave it in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.